they're off. Ooh, high oak going.
Yep, he went.
And Simplification, again, not the best break.
Nope.
Emmanuel certainly is not going.
Yeah, Emmanuel's going to be sitting in between horses there. In due time, sitting on the rail in third.
They switched Emmanuel up to the outside, but he's going to be way further back than what he's been. So this will be very interesting. And we talked about the pace the whole time, and we didn't even mention the one who now is going to set the pace.
Yeah, and be pretty loose out there too. I mean, 22 and 4, so they're not crawling, but he's alone out there.
Not exactly blazing. I mean, they're going quick, but
Emmanuel creeping up ever so slowly on the outside there. He's in a decent spot.
Emmanuel is going to have to win this thing going about 7 wide the entire race.
Yeah.
And Simplification switched into the 4 path now. So he's outside of the 4 horse, the 6 coming up the rail a little bit.
I mean, you're riding this horse like he's going to dominate, and you're cruising around going 8 wide the whole race.
Right now, I would take him over.
I mean, Simplification and In Due Time, both, if they get loose, they could be trouble. The 4 horse needs a split, and he's got something, and he's going to save some ground here.
This is going to be a wild finish.
Simplification going 7 wide. Oh, In Due Time just needs to
Oh, fuck. Who is that?
I'm not sure. Simplification's going to win this thing. Emmanuel is going to get second, I believe.
Ooh.
Wow, Simplification is gone. No, Emmanuel is not going to get second. He's going to get fourth. Ooh, the 11
coming up for second. Ooh, that was a bad spill.
All right,
I
guys.
have no idea who that was. Yikes. That was crazy. So Simplification, In Due Time, and Captain for third.
High Oak and Galt both went down, by the way.
There's High Oak and Galt.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No.
That's both the Mott horses.
Oof.
Oh, that's awful.
One fell over the other. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. That was not pretty.
No. Eesh. Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you, Michael Myers. It's hard. We had this happen. Oh, fuck. It was the LaCrate race. We had this happen when we were live. And luckily with her, I saw both horses get up and start to walk away. I have no idea what happened after that.
It was just, that was one of those times where you had some tired horses backing up and some horses trying to make moves, and it was just not pretty.
No. I wonder, In Due Time splitting horses, I didn't see when the first horse went down. I just saw In Due Time splitting, and that's when like shit went crazy. So I don't know what kind of contact. Here's what I don't like about Simplification, to try and draw it back. He's still on the wrong lead. The whole way of the stretch, Aaron, he was on the wrong lead again. And he did this last race. That's why I didn't like him in this spot, because I didn't like him stretching out or trying to have to face Emmanuel, rather, with that going on. So I don't know if I don't know how much I like that out of him. It wins this race, but the long term, you can't, projecting for a horse, you can't go to the Kentucky Derby with that issue.
Yeah, I try to get my thoughts back.
I know it's hard.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I thought the 2 and the 4 ran very well, and I don't want to like shit on a race, but I'm not so sure if the other 2 races weren't stronger than this one.
Yeah.
Forbidden Kingdom was the best horse we saw today.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, and I've been down on Forbidden Kingdom, but Forbidden Kingdom was the most impressive horse of the three preps that we saw. Obviously, we have a 4th prep at Turfway, but I don't think I'm going to pick the horse that wins that race out of it. I will say this: like, Simplification has now shown diversity in the last 2 starts that I did not expect Simplification to have. And this race, it's going to be tough. You got to go watch the replays if they are available to see what happened on that turn and how much it affected a lot of these horses. But Simplification had to go 8 wide there. I mean, the reason why he was out of the trouble was he was so far off the rail and way out there. So I think that Simplification specifically ran very well to be able to get this done. This was, again, not the trip that he wants, and he was able to show that can come up from off the pace and get the job done.
That's a really, really good point on him. And that's why I kind of regretted making that statement a minute ago, because I think this is a gutty little horse, right? I mean, you made a great point. He ran fantastic last time to get second, and he didn't get a good trip at all, and he still won again today. Now, the problem is if he keeps putting himself in positions like this, like say 20 horses, it's going to be really, really tough for him. So he's going to struggle, but give him a ton of credit. And I thought In Due Time ran very, very well with all kinds of traffic trouble too. But really, this race just didn't do a whole lot for me. It really didn't. But a major credit to the winner and the second place finisher. I thought they ran really well.
I'm going to cut in. Peter Thiele just had an update. He said both jockeys and both horses walked off.
Wow.
Or the jockeys are walking around. There's no way Joel's not taking a ride in the ambulance for that.
Yeah,
but
that's great news.
I saw Galt's 4 legs poking up in the air at one point. Like that was scary shit.
If all those jockeys and I guess both jockeys and both trainers, if they're okay, that's a miracle because that looked brutal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm interested in the top 2 out of here, honestly. Like, I want to watch a replay around that turn because I don't know how much In Due Time was affected by everything. Because it looked like In Due Time was going to get a split and go, and then he kind of stopped and then re-rallied. And I was surprised got second. It looked like the Emmanuel and Dean Delivers was going to hold on for second after what happened there. So you kind of want to watch it back, see what happens there. But the top 2 here to me, like Simplification won with a bad trip here, and yeah, Emmanuel was not as good as we thought Emmanuel was. I think we can all agree on that, right? But yeah, In Due Time still ran well here, and I'm willing to give the top 2 a chance back.
Jared, how you doing, buddy? I'm a little worried about you. You disappeared for a while, and you come back, and you look like you're going to take Aaron's Unabomber look and go cause havoc.
I'm wondering why I showed up today. Is what I'm wondering. Listen, I'd rather have Morello than Emmanuel right now, no doubt. I think that was a pathetic effort by Emmanuel. He was too slow to keep up early, and he quit late. I mean, what do you want? The horse should have finished second if he's any good. If he runs out in second, I don't necessarily. I'm not too negative about it because it's like Simplification. I think proved that he's a really good horse. He was like 8 wide his first time testing, good horses. Like you can come up with some ideas or thoughts of why maybe that happened, but he just quit. He just quit whenever it's like Halterman said, well, I think Emmanuel's going to hold on for second. No, he got fourth, like he just kept quitting. So to me, it's one of those things. Yeah. Michael kind of said it, 6 wide in the stretch and then he wants the lead, or in the back stretch. And then he wants the lead. And I don't know if he's fast enough to get to the lead when he comes to some of these good horses. And so there's some problems there. I think bottom line, like Somich said, I don't think, at least of right now, I don't think Emmanuel is as good as we thought he was.
He's another one I want to watch the start again because I was shocked that he was as far off the lead as he was. And once he was, and then he was 6 wide around the back stretch. And like you knew there was going to be trouble in the turn. Like it was not a great trip for Emmanuel. And you almost think he probably made his move a little bit too early, making the lead toward the top of the stretch. Like it just a lot went wrong for Emmanuel in that spot. I'm interested to see where Pletcher wheels him back. I think if Pletcher wheels him back in the Florida Derby, it says something. I think if Pletcher ends up wheeling him back and it's, in a lower end stakes race or not a Derby points race, it tells you all you need to know. So it's going to be interesting to see where he comes back and runs next. I mean, do you send him to the Florida Derby here, Jared?
I mean, I do because I want 5 points, but no, I mean, that's just it. We know, and for 1,000%, he planned on running this horse in the Florida Derby. That's the plan. So if he doesn't, that tells you a lot. If he does, that also tells you a lot, in my opinion. So we'll find out. Obviously, Charge It is going to be running next weekend in the Tampa Bay Derby. That's his other, maybe, 1A, 1B, we thought. And then obviously Modonical sounds like the Wood. And so we're kind of starting to spread apart a little bit. Where does he end up with, with this one? I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's like you said, in the turn, you knew, okay, Emmanuel's not just going to have to be good. He's going to have to be great to win this race because he was wide. And like you say, he had to make a move. Like he's going to have to be really, really good to win. And then obviously not only was he not really good, he was pretty bad actually. So I don't know. I think Simplification to me is legit. Now, do I trust his trainer and trust that this horse is going to win the Kentucky Derby? No, I don't.
You're
muted.
I look a little differently at Emmanuel's race here. He got a ton out of it. I'll definitely say that. I mean, not much went right for him the whole time. The only thing that I really would feel strongly about is he did kind of just quit down the stretch. That's bad. But guys, he went 7 wide. First time against Stakes Company in a grade 2 race. So he kind of had a reason to be a little bit tired after this race. Did you take him to the Florida Derby? Absolutely. You take him to
stretching out for the first time too. You had to add that stretching out from a mile and 40 or whatever it was at Tampa to this.
So,
yeah.
And people are saying he looked too slow to get position in a race like this. Well, what will help is when they stretch out, right? Because then the pace will slow up and he'll get a little bit better position. I'm not thrilled with his race, but I don't think you punt on him, right? I think he's still in the mix.
I mean, okay, all things considered, what this crop is, what we've seen, yeah, I mean, he's in the mix, but he's certainly not.
He's not going to be number one.
I think we all on this feed thought he was probably, after today, he could very well be either number 1, easily, number 2, definitely. You know what I mean? So it's like, he's definitely not that. And that to me is the biggest, lesson learned today. Is he in the mix? Sure. I mean, it's a Pletcher horse who's going to continue to probably get better. I mean, we know what he does. But to me, you were kind of thinking he would be like the real deal. And if nothing, even if he like goes with Simplification there and they battle it out, and Simplification beats him, you still say, wow, Emmanuel, that was really strong, just got beat by a really good horse who's been proven and been running, in these stakes caliber races. He just didn't see that.
No.
I mean, Simplification probably got a worse trip than Emmanuel if we go back and watch it, because he ended up getting shuffled to 4th to last on the rail and then had to slowly weave his way out of traffic and then go 8 wide to be able to make his move. I mean, I'm the more I think about it, the more impressed I am with Simplification's race and how well he ran. Also makes me feel pretty good about White Abarrio when you compare what happened in the previous prep at Florida and how well he ran in there. So I think Simplification is the real deal. Now, you can't do that with 20 horses. If he runs that way with 20 horses, there's a lot of trouble. You really want him to get that one of those middle posts. An inside post would be a problem if he has issues breaking again a third time.
If you're going to rank the Florida horses right now, White Abarrio is definitely the one. I mean, there's really no debating it. The Simplification just came back and dominated that group, and White Abarrio dominated him. And like you said, the trips were pretty similar, right? Simplification got a shitty trip that race and got a shitty trip this race. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And I don't know, maybe Mo Donegal, we move him up a little bit because he ran okay last time out when you think of it like that now.
Don't you guys think, real quickly on Emmanuel, like even if he finishes 3rd and holds on, like, to me, there's something to be said about like the good horses, the really good horses, like that they don't quit. They just they're just going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. Maybe they're not good enough that day, the bad trip, but it just seemed like Emmanuel just kind of said, fuck this, and really just put the brakes on. Like, to me, that's the biggest issue that I have with the race. Like, not that he finished 4th, or not that, he couldn't get to the lead early, or not that he was 7 wide. It was that when it really came to the running, he just stopped.
Well, he got passed by 2 horses in a short stretch race at Gulfstream, and he was well ahead of them. That's a bad sign. So, yeah. I mean, even if he gets 3rd, it's like, okay, but he got beat by an 87-1 shot.
Right.
I mean.
Well, like, literally, you said, I remember what you said. You either said he's going to get 2nd or 3rd. Yeah. And the moment you said that, like 2 horses passed him, and that he literally just stopped. And I'm sure he is tired. And, that's he asked a lot. It's a big ask. But I'm not going to, I was chief CEO, head of marketing, the whole 9 yards of Emmanuel's fan club. And I'm definitely a little worried there.
This has been a presentation of RacingDudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels. Never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,